thing that's pertinent. Then we'll go to our DEC chair. Is that you, Mr. Surratt?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then we'll go back to family. All right. And let me just, while we're on the subject of DEC chair, it is highly recommended, Mr. Surratt. Is it Dr. Surratt?
Mr. Surratt. Yes, sir.
Um, that you not chair hearings with your own kiddos involved for the future. Okay.
Oh, yes, sir.
You were the chair, but you were also the receiving district. You should have handed that off to someone else to chair
Okay, I
that,
understand.
that
Yes,
particular
sir.
aspect of the hearing. But not going to affect the case. Just need you to know for the future that that's the way it works. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. All righty. Um, I'll begin. And well, let's introduce our committee members this time. Mr. Wade, will you introduce yourself? Get us started.
I'm Daryl Wade, retired athletic administrator.
Mr. Molinar.
Good morning. I'm Frank Molinar, Superintendent of Schools in White Settlement ISD.
And I'm Mike Motherell. I'm retired superintendent. These are the voting members of this panel today. Okay. I'm gonna start with a couple of questions. It showed on the previous athletic participation form, I believe, Mom and Dad, that the withdrawal date was the 13th of August and the enrollment date was the same day. Is that a correct?
So, let me grab my dates here. I received an email from Lindale on the 6th that Cooper was officially enrolled. Those dates, I believe, have to do with the starting school date. You stay enrolled until I checked with our registrar yesterday to be sure that I was understanding that. I think it has to do with PEMS data, but Cooper was enrolled in Lindale on 8/6, and in order for him to be enrolled there, we had to sign a withdrawal form for Tatum so that his records could be sent there.
And when was that signed?
I believe it was that week.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't have that.
No, that's fine. Just needed to
But
get
it
a
was
general.
that week. It was the week of that 8/6.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's our understanding that you have a home in Tatum that you've now
Yes, sir.
put on the market for sale.
Yes,
Is
sir.
that a correct statement?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that you're living in Lindale right now. You're renting an apartment in Lindale?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's the terms of your, I'm not talking about dollar wise, but calendar wise, what's the terms of your rental there? When did that start? When did y'all move?
We signed the lease at the beginning of August, and it's a 12-month lease.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Now, it's our understanding as well that Cooper, you've been attending Tatum schools all your all your days in school?
So we are originally from Ohio. So I started at Tatum in sixth grade.
Sixth grade.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But in Texas, Tatum's the only place you'd been until you changed schools to go to Lindale, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All righty. Now, let's just get down to the reason for the change, because that's something that not really clear to me in the information that we received. It may be clear to others. I may have just missed it, so I apologize.
Okay.
But why did y'all make the move, the physical move from Tatum to Lindale?
Our daughter and son-in-law and our new grandson, Wesley, who was born in June, live in Lindale. And my husband and I were planning to make that move next year after Cooper graduated.
Mhm.
However, once the baby was here and we were making multiple trips to Lindale every week, we realized that they are our only family here in Texas. Our family is all from Ohio. And once that baby was here and we spent all of that time together, we sat down at the end of July as a family, talked about life, what we wanted that to look like, and realized that that was very important to us. And we all decided to go ahead and make the move a year sooner.
Those grandkids will make you do lots of things, right?
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
did
sir.
not understand that until it happened to us.
Okay. Thank you for your
Yes,
answer.
sir.
All right, let's move to a different situation here and talk about the summer travel ball that you played this year, Cooper.
Yes, sir.
You played on a team that was, I think, coached by someone who had formerly been an employee at Lindale High School, but is no longer in that capacity. Had also been a coach there. And is that an accurate statement?
Yes, sir.
And it's also, please clear up a couple of things for us, please, for me anyway. We got I think it was a text message chain from you to that individual in March asking about the potential of participating on his summer travel team. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he didn't resign at Lindale until May, I believe. So at the time you were talking to him about that, he was a coach at Lindale.
Yes, sir. But at the time, I did not know that. And for that summer team, until he resigned, he had like another coach set up to coach it,
Yeah.
so it wouldn't interfere with UIL things. But then he
But how did
decided.
you know about him, I guess is the question that I'm asking.
So I played against him through like my middle school years, and they had a very good team, and I liked the way that his team was coached and how he coached. And I haven't played summer ball in high school, but I wanted to play college baseball, and I started to get like the opportunity to play, and so I needed to play this summer, and I wanted to be close. And also, this team was mainly the tournaments were around here, whereas my other team was traveling far, and it was a lot of money, and so that is the reason why I reached out to him.
That's your team from Tatum.
And my other teammate from Tatum also plays on that team.
But there were also several kids from Lindale who on that team. Is that correct?
Correct. There was 3 that were regular and 3 that were like pitchers that would just come for a game.
Well, I want y'all to understand this, that is a big red flag for us in these circumstances, okay? Because we get a lot of influence from those kind of things. That's the reason I'm asking those questions. Very important for y'all to understand that when we find someone who's played with some kids from another school and they end up at that other school, really creates some questions in the minds of UIL and for this particular committee. So that's the reason for that questioning. Okay.
When he committed to play, I mean, we had no idea of the roster makeup of this team because his old team actually came calling asking him to play, and he'd already committed, so we stuck with it.
Right.
I get what you're saying,
but you understand this, that it's not about what you knew going in. It's about
Yes,
what
sir.
you learned once you got there. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
that's
sir.
the important piece here, and the potential influence that can come from that. Now, let me clear up one other item about that aspect of things. What we saw was a text that you were the one that reached out, Cooper. But
Correct.
I need to know, was there any reaching out from him prior to that?
No, sir. So originally I reached out over Twitter because that's a big like sports thing and all that. So I texted him on Twitter first. And so then he shot me his number and said, shoot him a text.
Okay, thank you. Needed
Yes,
that
sir.
information. All right, let's see. Mom,
Yes.
you're still employed at Tatum ISD.
Yes, sir.
What do you do there?
I do accounts payable and Teams.
Okay. That's those are important roles.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you've been working there how long?
I started there in July of 21.
All right. All right. Questions from other committee members this time? Okay. Nice job. We'll get back to you. And when we do, we may have other questions, but we'll allow you to finalize anything that you need to say as well.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we're going to go to Tatum High School.
Yes, sir.
And y'all signed off that it was clean. No problems. No change for athletic purposes.
Well, Mr. Law, I'll give you the information that I have, and that's all that I can honestly give you. Is we started football at midnight, which would be midnight madness on a Sunday night, Monday morning,
Yes, sir.
and I got a phone call from the parents that they wanted to meet with me, and it was at 8 o'clock on the night before we were fixing to start. And I said, what's going on? And they said, well, they've had some family issues and that they were moving Cooper to Lindale. And I live in Marshall, so I don't actually live in Tatum. And they wanted to come and meet with me face to face. And I said, well, I don't necessarily need to meet with you. What's going on? And they said that they had decided to move Cooper to Lindale. They were having some family issues, and that they felt that this was the best move for them as a family. That's all. That's all the information that I got. When we started practice the next day and went through it, um, I never received any information from the family, from Cooper, to change my mind of anything other than that. I received the PAPF within the next few days. I didn't have any information that would have made me check that he did move for athletic purposes. So that's why I checked that he didn't. I found out later on, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, that he had played on a select team with some players from Lindale. But Mr. Mullaw, I did not have that information whenever I checked the boxes no. And I really don't know that that would have changed my mind anyway, because I don't know, or I was never given any information any different.
Okay. And what sports did Cooper participate in there?
Football, basketball, and baseball, and track.
Okay. Got a baseball coach here. Anything you want to add?
No, sir. I'm on the same page with him on that.
Okay. All right. Questions from other committee members this time? Okay. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We reserve the right to come back to you should we need to. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then we go over to the folks at Lindale. And Coach, you got anything to say about the reason for the change?
No, sir. Me and Mr. Wright did a home visit where they're currently living, in that apartment on September the 1st. So it was a few weeks later after school had started and football was getting going, but we did a home visit. Everything was in place. There's pictures on the walls. It was decorated just like any other home. So we felt like it was clean from Tatum, and like I said, we were just doing our due diligence as far as the home visit goes.
Okay. Anything for Coach? Thanks, sir. We're going to go to our district chair now, Mr. Surratt.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The vote was 3-3, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you heard anything new today?
Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not. Just I don't know if they've done a good enough job, explaining a part about their grandbaby and the need to be here. But no, straightforward. Now, I can share some information about our district, possibly how we got to the situation of the 3-3 vote, if that's okay.
That'd be
Well, we have a history. Our baseball coach, of course, Cooper's obviously an outstanding baseball player. Probably going to play at collegiate. I think he's been offered, and so our baseball coaches got involved, and I think some of them called the Tatum baseball coach, but the situation with the summer league coach, absolutely, they did not know that coach had any association with Lindale ISD. It's a Tyler select team. At the time, of course, he was here 1 year. He was an aide coach. He was an assistant coach. He let us know in May that we didn't pay him enough. He made more money doing the select ball. So he was going back to that and do the lessons of select ball. And I understand that. He's a teacher aide coach for us. And of course, I think they found out that there was some connection with Lindale in June when they started playing. So, but the history with our district, we had 2 DEC meetings last year because our baseball coaches kind of have a distrust or always thinking the other one's getting by with something. We had to have 2 DEC meetings in the middle of district last year over stuff like this. So a lot of this talk on Cooper is from our baseball coaches, in which I think they communicated their the way they felt to their superintendents and how we got there. And of course, the vote was 3-3, and I abstained. And of course, we know he didn't move for athletic. Tatum signed off on. So there's 5 schools that considered that he did not move for athletic reason, but the 3 did. And anyway, just there's a history there with those baseball coaches, and it's come to this. Without that history, I don't think this would have been that vote. I think the Tatum baseball coach's letter that we presented to Evan, I think that sums it up perfectly. And the reason we asked that be included, one of the superintendent that made the motion that he be denied, he made the comment insinuating that the Tatum baseball coach thought he moved for athletic reasons, even though the PAP said they checked off it didn't. So right. I appreciate the Tatum coach putting that in writing. And so the two schools that know the most about this situation, this family, and can testify the best is Tatum, of course, who says he did not move for athletic reasons, and of course Lindale. And we know he did not move for athletic. I've seen this family in the community several times, even with the grandbaby. I saw her just the last couple of weeks with the grandbaby, and they are providing some daycare for that baby. And of course, they want to be part of that grandbaby's child. And if you've ever had a grandchild, you can know it can make you do some different things. And they're a blessing, and you want to be part of them as much as you can. So, but that was just the reason. I think that with the circumstances, driving back and forth, the summer league, which neither one are illegal and make it illegal, like you said, those could be considered red flags. They could not look at any, and there is no other evidence. There is no rumors. There's no conflict with coaches. And I think the Tatum coaches can testify to that. no history at all of any conflict, disagreement, playing time, any of that like that. So it was not about athletics. It was about moving for family reasons, as they indicated to Tatum and to everybody. And anyway, I just hate we're here.
All right. As the district chair, you kind of moved into to the role of superintendent there for a few moments.
Yes,
Make
sir.
sure that we stay on the district chair at this point. Anything else you want to say about the district executive committee?
Yeah, I would just say that the motion was to deny eligibility because we're moving athletic direction, and the motion didn't carry 3-3. And it's just,
Okay.
and
All
I
right.
wasn't sure on that part. I mean, maybe I should have went down that road. The team that alleged alleged that he moved for athletic reasons, I probably is acting that ditch. I should have maybe had them not vote.
No, they have a vote.
Okay.
They have a vote. The only people that don't have a vote are the sending and the receiving district.
Yeah.
So you did well there.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Anything else for anybody before we go back to family? Okay. Any comments or questions for the family at this point before we allow them to summarize? All right. Mom, Dad, Cooper, get after it. Anything else you want to say?
All right. Just a little history about our family. We moved from Ohio to Texas in 2019 for my husband's work. At that time, our oldest daughter, Cassie, would be a senior at The Ohio State University. Our middle daughter, Sydney, was about to start her freshman year of college at Western Kentucky. The move proved to be harder than we all expected. We obviously called, FaceTimed often, but it was more than difficult to be separated. Ultimately, after 1 year, Sydney transferred to Texas A&M, and upon graduating, she travels the nation live streaming livestock shows. When Cassidy graduated from Ohio State, she moved to Texas, where she now lives, as you have learned, in Lindale with her husband, Devin, and our new grandson, Wesley. When we found out that our family would be growing, Corey and I began talking about making a move to Lindale once Cooper graduated from high school. Once Wesley was born, we were all making numerous trips to Lindale every week to visit. And that made us realize how much we had been missing the closeness of family being right down the road. Cooper thinks of Devin as the brother he never had, and spending so much time with he and Cass over the summer was very good for him. People other than mom and dad pouring into him to help him become all that he is meant to be. At the end of July, we sat down and had that conversation that, you know, we just missed our family, and it was not an easy decision. It was not our plan. In a year from now, yes, but right then, no, it wasn't. And school would be starting in 2 weeks. A lot took place over the next week to see if this was really something we were going to pursue. A call, a tour, discussions, pros and cons, and ultimately we decided, yes, we were going to do it. Once the decision was made, we called Coach Russell, Coach Riley, and Coach Keeling. The calls were hard as this news came as a surprise, and our experience at Tatum had been positive and successful. They were disappointed to lose a good student athlete, but also understood that our closest family in Texas was Devin, Cass, and our new grandbaby. We have great relationships with everyone at Tatum, and they knew that we didn't arrive at this decision easily. Ultimately, they understood the need for us to get closer to family so that we could support each other. They wished us well, signed off that Cooper was not leaving for athletic purposes. He has great relationships with coaches and teammates from Tatum. When I think about students moving for athletic purposes, I think of students that are unhappy with their coaches, their playing time or role, or being on a team that was unsuccessful. This in no way has been Cooper's experience. While at Tatum, Cooper played and started varsity since he was a freshman in basketball and baseball. His teams were very successful as 3-time district champs all 3 of his years in both sports. In baseball, his team had a great postseason success, going 4 rounds his freshman and sophomore years, and area last year as a junior. In basketball, his team won the state championship this past season. In addition, Cooper has been recognized in the district and from other sources for his athletic success at Tatum. If anything, Cooper gave up his opportunity at Tatum to have another great year of success in athletics so that he and our family could be closer. The truth is that this move has nothing to do with athletic purposes. It doesn't even have anything to do with Tatum or Lindale, but everything to do with where our family is. If Cass, Devin, and Wesley lived in a different district, we would be standing here defending a move to that district. I do understand that students move for athletic purposes and there are parameters in place to handle that. However, what about the students that move for legitimate reasons other than athletics? I respectfully ask the committee to see our move for what it is to bring our family together. Thank you.
I think you need to tell me to fight here, Linda.
Oh, I'm sorry. Also, the question about me working in Tatum. I am seeking employment in Lindale. I've had one interview and I have a second one coming in November.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Dad?
Yes, sir. Here, we're here again today defending our son and our decision to move to Lindale. As my wife stated, we had a wonderful experience at Tatum. Their facilities are some of the best we've ever seen. The coaches are amazing and gave Cooper opportunity to grow as an athlete and be part of successful programs. I know our son would have had another great, highly successful year there at Tatum. There's a lot up here at Lindale that we don't know yet. We don't understand. We don't know a lot about the coaches. We don't know a lot about the teams. So, we gave up a lot knowing what we had at Tatum coming up here. There's no guarantee Coop's going to be successful up here, but, that's not why we made the move. He's got a bright future. He just recently committed to go play college baseball, further his education next year at South Arkansas. The truth is, we moved up here to Lindale solely for the purpose of being closer to the family and to get everybody together here. Those two Tatum people right there, Coach Russell and Coach Killing, they're great people. They're great coaches. They did everything, we asked them to do, taking care of our son. And, I know what we left. I don't know what we got here. And I really don't care. I see athletics as teaching you a lot of things about life. And these guys have helped him learn a lot. So that's all I got to say. I appreciate y'all's time and thank you for hearing us out.
Well said. Thank you. Cooper, you have anything to say?
Yes, sir. So I have not always understood or appreciated the importance of relationships with my sisters, as they are 8 and 11 years older than me. When Devin and Cass met, I liked him right away. I think of him as a brother that I never had. This summer, we spent a lot of time at their house after Wesley was born. I love being an uncle. While Cindy visits as often as she can, Cass and Devin are our only family in Texas. My entire family has missed being right down the road from each other as we were in Ohio. We all felt this, but it became very clear after he was born. I'm at Cass and Devin's house almost every single day, and it has been very good for me. I was successful at Tatum in the classroom and in athletics. I had and still have great relationships with everybody there. It was not an easy decision, but it was a decision that was best for me and my family. I respectfully ask that the committee understand and grant my appeal. So that I can compete and do what I love while being all together.
Thank you, Cooper. Good job. Appreciate it. Okay. Any questions from committee members at this time? Any comments? Okay. I'll make a comment. As we get ready to make a decision. If it weren't for the summer league aspect of things, this would be a very easy decision. But the summer league did in fact happen. and the 6 kids that were from Lindale, 3 on a regular basis, 3 part-time, make this a more difficult decision for us. You just got to know that. That's just factual. So anyway, it's time to either grant the appeal and overturn the ruling by the district executive committee, which would declare Cooper Whitus eligible for varsity athletics at Lindale High School, or to deny the appeal. All in favor of granting the appeal, please raise your right hand. All in favor of denial, same sign. Unanimous. Cooper, we wish you nothing but the best as you go follow your dreams in baseball and in college. And we thank all of you for your participation here today. We're going to be removing you from the meeting at this time, and we'll be moving to our next one. Thank you.